What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Alliance War video. I'm fighting for the Alliance XMN, and this war we're matched up against ROD45. I think their alliance name is Revolution Over Death, another super intense alliance name. We're fighting in Tier 2. We are 2-4 in the season. This is War 7, so I'd like to be at least at the 500 mark. Having a losing record isn't the chillest. So this is what we have lined up. We have 5 fights. Starting off in Path 4, we have a Annihilus with Steady Build Up Fury. And then we're going to hop over onto Path 7 in Section 2. We're going to have 3 fights. We're fighting a Modok with Spite and Powerful from afar, Kingpin with Kinetic, and then the shared fight where there's a Terrax with Kinetic Transference, Powerful from afar. And then we're ending off the war with a rank 3 Sorcerer Supreme on the Aspect of Evolution, Sp2 node. Super common placement. This is the team we're bringing in. Team Power Control here, rank 3 Dr. Octopus, my man. I'm pumped we get to bring him again. He's at rank 3, Sig level 100. He's going to take on 2 fights. Then we have Quake, trusty rank 5. She's taking on 2 fights as well. And then we're bringing in Magik to take on that Terrax at the end of Section 2. Oh man, I haven't used Magik in war for what seems like forever. Maybe half a year, maybe even longer. This is the first fight. Node 10, Steady Build Up Fury. This is just a basic Quake fight versus the Annihilus here. My game plan here, please don't suck. It gives me great stress and anxiety using Quake in war. I don't know why. I feel like things can just go wrong at the flip of a switch, and it's just super stressful. It's being backed up against the wall, but it's going okay so far. Like we're gaining a few weaknesses, which actually just ends up topping off our health, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of glancing over the screen to see if my damage output is getting nerfed to the ground because of those weaknesses, and it's actually not that bad. It's okay. So a few more cycles here. I think 1 or 2 more cycles should get him down. Just looking at that health bar at 100% on my end, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. Glad I kept Suicide Masteries on here. So there's that first fight. First fight done. Thank goodness I didn't mess it up. So we're going to hop over on Path 7 in Section 2 here. We have a Spite Powerful from afar Modok. We've done this fight a billion times. We just have to let that Power Lock debuff proc at the start, and then it's just parry heavy for the rest of the way. And I'm speaking super confidently on the game plan screen, but I make a really, really stupid error at the start here. And I think I get really, really lucky. This could have gone so much worse than it really did. So here at the start of the fight, I'm going to back off. At this point, I should have started hitting his block the moment he backed off and held his block, because I'm cornered. I take a heavy to the face. None of them procced an Incinerate. So that was a super sweaty moment, but looks like we're okay now. Like, we have that power lock. We have all our categories at 100, so our block proficiency is going to be super juicy. And the only thing we have to do is make sure we're parry heavying as long as that power lock debuff stays active. So nothing to worry about here anymore, at least. Modok's being pretty aggressive, dashing into us, giving us tons of time to parry heavy and refresh that power lock, and we're getting a decent amount of extra damage. Looks like 6k bonus secondary damage on every heavy. So 1 more heavy and he's down. There we go. Apart from the first 3 seconds of the fight, the rest of that went super smoothly and according to game plan. So that's 2 fights down, 3 to go. Here we go. Node 43, Kinetic Transference and Aspect of Evolution. They placed a Kingpin here. We can just use Quake. She can bypass Kinetic Transference, and it's just a basic Quake fight. So I sped it up again here. I'm a lot more comfortable quaking Kingpin here. He's pretty big. He's got super predictable animations. I haven't really had much trouble quaking him, so I'm a lot less stressed for this one here. Somehow, I think we got back up to a full yellow bar. That's kind of cool. Not that it really matters with Quake, but I don't think I make any technical errors here. You can see at the Annihilus fight, I think I took a few hits on the block, which is okay for that fight, but not intended. But here there's really no threat here. You can see he's not gaining any power. We can just full Quake him. He has nothing in his base kit to counter just normal Quake and Dex gameplay. And he's actually being pretty passive, allowing us to stack up a decent amount of aftershocks per cycle. And there we go. He's down. There's 3 fights down. And we have a Terrax waiting for us at the end of this path. And this is the first time I've done this matchup. I haven't used Magik in a while. I know what the game plan is. Like, I'm going to use a advanced power boost. Got to get to our Sp2, and then we can just backdraft and lock him down. And right at the bottom of the corner here, I realized as I was making this video that I totally forgot to use a Mystic Power Boost. I'm not sure how big of a difference that would have made. Obviously it would have sped up the fight significantly, just allowing me to get to my special 2 a lot quicker. But here we go. Hopping into the fight here, and I would love to say that this is a super big brain play for me to gain more power, but honestly, no, that was just me sucking. I don't know if I forgot to parry or he just caught me by surprise, but thank goodness for Limbo. And we've taken a little bit of that rock field damage. No big deal though. Looks like it was just over 10%, and so at this point, this fight should be sealed up. Got our Sp2, we're going to try and stand up intercept. Looks like we're getting those openings pretty decently, pretty cleanly. So we're just about halfway through the fight. We're in pretty good shape here. Just looping our special 2s. He's not really playing into the backdraft off the wall as much as I would like. I take a hit here. That's just poor gameplay on my part, and that takes me all the way down to 27% health. At this point, I have to think in my head, do I want to play a little more conservatively because I'm at low health, or kind of stick to the rhythm that I'm familiar with? And I decide to just stick with my normal rhythm, because I feel like if I decide to think too much and slow down and play a little more conservatively, I feel like that's too much of an adjustment in the middle of the fight, and I think that's just too risky for me. That may end up opening myself up to more mistakes, and it looks like that decision pays off. There we go, we get to our Sp2 and finish it again. So I'm really glad that I decided to stick to the rhythm of the fight, stick to trying to stand up intercept, stick to the backdrafts off the wall, and we get there without a death. Here we go, node 54. This is our last fight of the war. Sorcerer Supreme, she's at rank 3 with Aspect of Evolution and a bunch of Sp2 and improved power gain nodes. I think we're really comfortable here. This is really common placement, and I think I've got a really, really solid game plan here. We're just going to let the power gain trigger a power lock. We'll parry heavy. I should get to an Sp3, and then as long as I fire it while I have a power lock debuff on, that should seal off the rest of the fight. So here we go, we're going to back off. Her power gain is going to trigger a power lock. There we go. Now we can parry heavy. I still had the advanced power boost, so we get a little bit of a head start with power. I think you can still do this even without, no big deal. We're almost at 3 bars of power, and the rhythm is going super smoothly. There we go, she has a power lock debuff. I'm going to fire off the special 3. So since she had a power lock debuff on her, this Sp3 should refresh it at an extended rate. So you're going to see we're going to come out of this Sp3. She's going to have 2 power lock debuffs. One is going to expire really quickly, and the other one is going to hang around for quite a while. There you go, you can see. And every time we fire off the special 1, that's just going to refresh it, and it's going to refresh it at the extended rate. So you can see there's a ton of time on that power lock timer. We're feeling pretty much no pressure at this point. We can just 4-hit combo, intercept off the wall if we want. We have 100% in all our categories, so our block proficiency is super high. Don't mind parrying. We're going to take pretty much next to no chip damage. There's a perfect parry there. And one more special 1 should finish the fight. Ooh, not even. There we go. That's the last fight of the war. 5 fights. 2 fights, the Modok fight and the Terex fight, did not go cleanly at all. That was super sketchy gameplay on my part. But I'm super glad we got out of it without a death. And it looks like we did pick up the win here. So we're sitting at 3 and 4. Still not exactly where we want to be. We're still in tier 2. I think we're going to have to win 2 in a row, maybe 3, in order to get up to tier 1. But really glad that we were able to rebound with a win here. That's pretty much what's most important, as long as we're racking up those points. But yeah, hopefully we can continue, get back to 4 and 4 after the next war. And thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you at the next war.